Luckin Coffee looked like China's next great growth story. The stores were real, the app was real, the coffee was real, but regulators said the sales numbers were fake. The company was supposed to be China's answer to Starbucks. It used mobile ordering, heavy discounts, fast pickup, and aggressive store expansion. To investors, Luckin did not look like a normal coffee chain. It looked like a tech-powered growth machine. That story was powerful. A huge market, a famous competitor, a digital model, and explosive growth. In 2019, Luckin went public in the United States. Investors saw a young company trying to challenge one of the biggest coffee brands in the world. But the growth story had a serious problem. The SEC said Luckin intentionally fabricated more than $300 million in retail sales. In simple terms, the company allegedly made it look like customers were buying more coffee than they really were. That matters because sales are the heart of a growth company. If customers are buying more, the business may be working, but if sales are fake, the whole story breaks. This fraud was dangerous because Luckin was not an imaginary company. It had real stores, real employees, real coffee, and a real app. That made the fraud harder to see. People saw real activity and assumed the numbers were real too. But real activity does not always mean honest reporting. According to the SEC, certain employees created false sales transactions. They also inflated expenses by more than $190 million to help hide the fake revenue. They created a fake operations database and altered accounting and bank records. So this was not just one bad number. It was a system designed to make the company look stronger than it really was. Luckin's story worked because it had a simple enemy: Starbucks. The market understood that battle immediately. Starbucks was the giant. Luckin was the fast challenger. Old retail versus mobile-first convenience. That kind of story attracts attention, but it can also make investors less skeptical. The key question was simple: were real customers buying enough coffee to justify the hype? Regulators said the reported numbers did not tell the truth. In 2020, Luckin disclosed that an internal investigation had found fabricated sales. The stock collapsed. Nasdaq later delisted Luckin's shares. The SEC charged the company with defrauding investors, and Luckin agreed to pay a $180 million penalty to settle the charges. The lesson is not that fast growth is always bad. Some companies really do grow fast. The lesson is that fast growth needs stronger controls, not weaker controls. When a company moves quickly, mistakes can spread quickly. When the story is exciting, people ask fewer questions. And when investors want to believe, fraud has more room to breathe. For investors, the warning signs were extreme speed, heavy discounts, unproven economics, and a business valued mostly on future growth. The right questions were boring but important. Are customers coming back without discounts? Are stores profitable? Does cash flow match reported revenue? Do bank records support the sales? Fraud loves excitement. Fraud loves speed. Fraud loves hype. Fraud hates verification. For executives, the lesson is simple: never protect the story by breaking the numbers. A bad quarter can hurt a company, but fake numbers can destroy trust completely. Once trust is gone, every statement becomes suspicious. Luckin Coffee was not Enron. It was not Madoff. It did not collapse the global financial system, but it became one of the clearest examples of fake growth inside a real business. That is why this case matters. The next fraud may not look fake. It may look polished, digital, innovative, and modern. But the core question never changes: can the numbers be trusted? Luckin Coffee was supposed to be a growth miracle, a technology-driven coffee challenger, a modern retail machine. But regulators said the company fabricated more than $300 million in sales to make the story look stronger than it really was. The coffee was real, the app was real, the stores were real, but the growth story was broken. If you want more corporate collapse and financial fraud breakdowns, subscribe to the channel. And watch the next video, because Luckin was not the only company that learned how dangerous fake growth can become.